My name is Caitlin Wilson. I work as a nurse at St. Mary's Children's Hospital. The young patients call me the doll-like nurse because of my petite frame and shoulder-length brown hair. Each day brings me joy as I find comfort in their smiling faces. I married my husband Michael 7 years ago. He works as a middle manager at an IT company and always makes sure to cherish family time on his days off. He's such a kind soul. Though sometimes his indecisive nature concerns me, especially when it comes to his mother Patricia's influence. Still, I find his genuine personality endearing. We have an 8-year-old daughter named Emma. She's in 2nd grade and is always popular in her class. With her bright and pure personality, she has a special charm that helps her make friends easily. Her dream is to become an artist, and our weekend routine includes shopping for art supplies together. When she's drawing, her serious expression makes her look like a real artist. Lately, she's been passionate about watercolors and even painted pictures to display in the hospital's pediatric ward. My mother-in-law Patricia is a former high school teacher who now holds considerable influence in the Church Women's Association. She always carries herself with elegance, with her trademark Chanel suits. While she's outwardly kind to me, I sometimes catch a glimpse in her eyes that seems to say, "You're not good enough for my son." This look becomes particularly cold when the topic of my profession comes up. On the other hand, my father-in-law George is an active lawyer. He has a fair and rational personality and values family harmony above all else. Recently, he seems to have some doubts about Patricia's behavior, though he never voices them openly. His gentle gaze, always showing concern for our family, never fails to warm my heart. And then there's my sister-in-law Melissa, Patricia's biological daughter and a full-time homemaker. She leads a wealthy married life and is active as a social media influencer. As a mother of 3 children, Melissa constantly shares her perfect family life online. She's truly Patricia's pride and joy. She's often brought up as my complete opposite. Our family meets once a month for Sunday brunch after church service. Each time, Emma clings to her grandmother Patricia, who shows kindness to her granddaughter. The scene at the cafe on Newbury Street, with Patricia gently praising Emma's drawings, was picture-perfect. On the surface, it appeared to be an ideal family relationship. Patricia, who lives in Boston's upscale Beacon Hill neighborhood, is always conscious of her reputation. She posts vacation photos with Melissa's family on social media and gives detailed reports of her church activities. Strangely, photos with our family rarely appear. Sometimes, I felt uneasy about this selective posting. Despite these small concerns, our life went on peacefully. In our home in the Back Bay area, weekends are filled with baking cookies and doing crafts with Emma. Michael never shows his work fatigue and treasures family time. On holiday mornings, we go to the local farmers market for fresh vegetables, and in the evenings, the 3 of us enjoy homemade pizza while watching movies. We cherish these simple moments of everyday happiness. "Mom, does this dress really suit me?" Emma spins anxiously in front of the mirror. The pink frills float in the air like flower petals. The dress, a special birthday present chosen by Patricia, was indeed every 8-year-old girl's dream. It's beautiful, sweetheart. You look just like a princess. I stand behind my daughter, carefully curling her brown hair. Usually, we keep it in a simple ponytail, but today is special. I've even bought new heart-shaped hair clips to complete her perfect birthday look. Dad, is the video camera ready? Michael looks up from checking the camera settings in the living room. Batteries fully charged. Ready to capture every moment of today's star. We still have 2 hours until our reservation at La Bella Vista, on the top floor of the Prudential Center. This upscale Italian restaurant, with its panoramic view of Boston, was Patricia's choice. Emma had been proudly telling her friends at school about it. I wonder if Grandma is getting ready now. Emma murmurs while looking out the window. Melissa's children are coming too, right? I nod with a smile. Unusually, Patricia had been enthusiastic about preparing this birthday celebration. Let's all celebrate together, she had said, taking care of all the reservations and arrangements. Usually, she only paid attention to Melissa's children's birthdays, but this time was special. I was genuinely happy about this change. Shall we head out? At Michael's voice, my daughter and I finish our preparations. Putting on new pumps and grabbing my favorite shoulder bag. The birthday presents have already been delivered to the restaurant. Under Patricia's direction, everything from the cake to the flowers had been arranged. The spring streets of Boston were wrapped in an elegant atmosphere. Cherry blossoms in full bloom decorated the streets, with a gentle breeze blowing. Emma gazes out the car window, her excitement building for the birthday party ahead. Look, I can see the Prudential Center. Emma's voice bounces with excitement. The restaurant on the top floor of the skyscraper offers views all the way to Boston Bay. We leave the car with valet parking and step into the elevator. Emma, looking slightly nervous, tightly holds my hand. Your reservation name, please. Having reached the top floor, we're asked at the restaurant's reception. Patricia Wilson's reservation for 6 people at 6 o'clock. The receptionist checks the reservation list and shows a slightly confused expression. I'm sorry, but I don't see that name in today's reservation list. My heart stops for a moment. Please wait while I double-check. Michael takes out his phone and starts calling Patricia. There's no answer. Emma looks up at me anxiously. Mom, why aren't Grandma and everyone here? 15 minutes pass. The restaurant staff apologetically offers us seats in the lobby. The frills on Emma's dress seem to be wilting gradually. 30 minutes later, we finally get through to Patricia's phone. The voice coming through the speakerphone sounds oddly cheerful. Oh, was that today? A light laugh. In the background, we can hear waves and lively party music. Patricia, what's going on? My voice trembles. Emma clutches my skirt tightly. I'm so sorry. We're currently on a Caribbean cruise with Melissa's family. Such a lovely deck party. Melissa's children are having such a wonderful time. Large tears start falling from Emma's eyes, making spots on the white tile floor. Don't call again. International calls are expensive. Bye now. Another light laugh. Michael's face has turned pale. I take a deep breath and speak as calmly as possible. I understand. Let's live as strangers from now on. I hang up. A heavy silence falls in the restaurant lobby. Emma is crying, trying to hold back her voice. Each time her small shoulders shake, I feel something tearing inside me. At that moment, the restaurant manager approaches us. Looking at us with warm eyes, he speaks quietly. We've prepared a special table for you. Would you allow us to help celebrate your daughter's birthday? A lovely window-side table with the best view. Through the manager's thoughtful arrangement, they'll even serve the cake we had ordered. Emma, though still occasionally sobbing, slowly begins to lift her face. Michael gently strokes our daughter's hair. Dad and Mom are here with you. Let's make this a special day for just the three of us. Seated at the table, the waiter lights the candles. The flickering flames reflect in Emma's eyes. Tonight, we'll create new birthday memories, just the three of us. As I made this resolution, my phone started vibrating. A message from Patricia. I silently deleted it. 3 days later, a single photo posted on Melissa's Instagram began to create quiet ripples. On the deck of a luxury cruise ship, Patricia is smiling, raising a champagne glass. The posting time was that very night. In the comments section, Church Women's Association members expressed their admiration. What a lovely family vacation. Melissa's children have grown so much. But there was one comment. Patricia, wasn't this Emma's birthday? That single line changed everything. In the ship's internet cafe, Melissa sees this post. Her expression freezes. Emma's 8th birthday. The special day of Caitlin's only daughter, who was like a sister to her. The special celebration her mother had promised. I need to talk to Mother. Melissa runs through the cruise ship's corridor. In the luxurious ship's bar, Patricia was chatting with new friends. Mother, what happened to Emma's birthday party? Patricia's smile clouds for a moment. Oh, them. Caitlin will understand. We had more important plans. More important plans? Melissa's voice trembles. More important than deliberately ruining an 8-year-old girl's birthday. Other guests begin to notice the scene. Melissa, this is a public place, Patricia admonishes in a low voice. Think of appearances. Appearances. Tears overflow from Melissa's eyes. Mother, does this mean you could do the same thing to my children? Are you capable of breaking promises so easily when it's inconvenient? On the top deck of the luxury cruise ship, against the backdrop of gentle Caribbean waves, a fierce argument between mother and daughter echoes. Passengers with smartphones discreetly record the scene. Melissa, calm down. No, I can't stay quiet anymore, Melissa says with a shaking voice. Mother, you've cruelly hurt Caitlin's daughter, who's like my sister. This can never be forgiven. Those people. I'm cutting ties, Melissa's voice rings across the deck. I won't let you see my children anymore. I don't want them influenced by such a grandmother. Those words, along with smartphone videos, begin circulating on social media. In Boston's church community, Patricia's reputation plummeted overnight. After Sunday service coffee hour, no one approaches her regular seat. She's asked to voluntarily resign from her important positions in the Women's Association. Then, father-in-law George delivers the final blow. In the study of their Beacon Hill mansion, after 30 years of marriage, George opens his mouth heavily. In 30 years of marriage, I've never been so disappointed. Outside the window, early summer rain falls quietly. It was just a prank, Patricia attempts to excuse herself. You're overreacting. A prank? George's voice rumbles low, deliberately crushing an 8-year-old child's heart. On the desk lies a stack of divorce papers, prepared by George's lawyer colleagues. George, you must be joking. Patricia's voice rises. Think of our social standing. That's precisely the problem, George stands up. You've become so obsessed with others' opinions that you've lost sight of what truly matters. The rain grows stronger. If you won't apologize, sign these. The property division won't be unfavorable to you. The blood drains from Patricia's face. Divorce. Property division. Her position in the church, her reputation in society, everything crumbling away. The cruise ship was forced to return to port early. Upon return, Patricia was met with cold stares. Former friends began avoiding her. Melissa's final message read, "Mother, your actions betrayed our entire family. Even I, your own daughter, can no longer trust you. Please reflect deeply on this." In a room of the mansion, Patricia finally realizes the weight of her actions. A life spent pursuing perfection. Family love distorted by the need to control. And an irreversible mistake. In her trembling fingers, she holds a pen to write a letter. Every morning, letters from Patricia arrive in our mailbox. Apologies written in careful handwriting on expensive white stationery. Sometimes accompanied by luxury brand packages or Emma's favorite art supplies. However, none were opened, all returned. We politely declined even delivery attempts. On Emma's desk, unfinished drawings pile up. The once bright colors have disappeared, replaced by a monochrome world. The school art competition entry form lies torn and discarded. As her mother, I could painfully sense how something had changed deeply in my daughter's heart. I don't want to see Grandma anymore. One night, Emma whispered in bed. While lying beside her, I gently stroke her back. Feeling her shoulders trembling slightly, I find myself in an almost prayer-like state. No one will force you until you're ready, Emma. It's okay, Mom and Dad are here with you. The next morning, while working in St. Mary's Children's Hospital's pediatric ward, I receive a call from reception. Patricia is waiting with a large bouquet. The sweet scent of white Casablanca lilies nearly reaches the ward. I'm sorry, but please leave. At my words, Patricia nods with tears in her eyes. She looks like a different person from the dignified woman she once was. Instead of her expensive Chanel suit, she wears a simple dress. Her once perfectly styled hair is slightly disheveled. Deep fatigue shows around her eyes. "Caitlin, just once is enough. Please let me see Emma." Her voice shows no trace of its former arrogance. However, I shake my head. Right now, my priority is protecting Emma's heart. A few days later, Michael receives a call from his father. "I want to hold a family meeting." George's voice has regained its former lawyer-like dignity. The location is set for his law firm's conference room. All adults except Emma are requested to attend. We quietly take our seats around the heavy mahogany conference table. Outside, the windows lined with Boston skyscrapers, early summer sunlight pours down. A tense atmosphere fills the conference room. "Today, I want Patricia to speak." The meeting begins with George's words. Melissa is present but won't look at her mother. On her table lies her smartphone, having deleted all social media posts. Patricia opens a prepared script with trembling hands. However, without looking at it, she slowly begins to speak. For the first time, her expression shows genuine regret. "I wanted to be a perfect mother." At these words, the air in the conference room freezes. Michael leans forward slightly. "For Melissa, I wanted to provide a life without any wants. In society, I wanted a position everyone would envy. But that obsession distorted everything. All my values were based on others' opinions." Patricia's voice breaks. George quietly offers her water. "Caitlin, I resented you. Your profession as a nurse didn't match my ideals. But that was just my prejudice. You are truly a wonderful person who can genuinely care for others." I listen silently. I can feel Michael's hand trembling beside me. Emma, she was so pure, truly trusting me as her grandmother. Me, who only used my position as a grandmother. I trampled on that innocent heart. Large tears roll down Patricia's cheeks. She shows no concern for her smearing makeup. I may not even deserve to ask for forgiveness. But I will carry the responsibility of hurting that child's heart for the rest of my life. I want to dedicate my remaining years to atonement. Melissa looks at her mother for the first time. Tears shine in her eyes too. The complex emotions of a daughter who lived only to meet her mother's expectations are visible. Throughout my life, I've only cared about others' evaluations. I even treated my own daughter like a tool for my vanity. Someone like me had no right to hurt my granddaughter. I finally understand that now. A long silence follows. Finally, I slowly speak. "Patricia, I can forgive you." All eyes turn to me. But it will take time to rebuild trust. Especially to heal Emma's wounds. She has nightmares every night. The memory of being betrayed by her beloved grandmother on her birthday is deeply etched in her mind. Michael continues my words. "Mom, let's start over. But this time, not as a facade, but as a real family. For that, you need to change yourself." Patricia bows deeply. Maintaining that position, she whispers a small, "Thank you." Her back looks smaller than ever before. I have a proposal for concrete reconciliation steps. George takes out some documents. They outline a schedule for gradual relationship restoration. First, meetings with Emma will be limited until she's emotionally ready. Until then, only monthly letter correspondence is allowed. All direct contact and gifts must be approved by her parents. Patricia is also required to attend regular counseling. Melissa states she needs more time to repair her relationship with her mother. However, she's willing to participate in these discussions for Emma's sake. Her determination shows strength in seeking a new family dynamic. I will cherish this opportunity. Patricia's voice shows genuine humility for the first time. 6 months have passed since then. No one sees Patricia at church anymore. Her regular seat at Sunday service remains empty, and her former friends in the Women's Association carefully avoid mentioning her. The curtains at her Beacon Hill mansion remain drawn, and the lights of parties no longer shine. Still, real change has begun. Every Tuesday afternoon, Patricia volunteers at a senior care facility in Boston's suburbs. Her glamorous Chanel suits have been replaced by simple care uniforms, and her once perfectly styled hair is now tied back simply. Patricia's readings really warm my heart, the facility residents have begun to say. Her reading voice shows no trace of its former arrogance. Especially when reading children's books, her expression takes on a gentle glow. Once a month, Patricia visits her psychotherapist. In a stylish clinic room, she gradually confronts her inner self. Now I understand how my obsession with perfection has hurt those around me, she quietly tells her counselor. On her lap lies a diary recording daily reflections. Its words show her determination to live a life of atonement. The relationship with Melissa remains a work in progress. Her once doted-upon daughter avoids direct contact. Her social media presence has lost its former flashiness, replaced by quiet reflections on true family values. I've learned much from my mother's mistakes, Melissa writes on her blog. Her posts receive thousands of likes, but that's no longer the goal, just a byproduct. George and Patricia have chosen to live separately. Though divorce was avoided, George rents an apartment near his law office and lives there. Occasionally, they share quiet conversations as he watches over Patricia's changes. Perhaps this distance feels right for both of them now. And Emma's drawings are slowly regaining their color. Though not yet fully rainbow bright, soft watercolors are gradually spreading across her canvases. Dad, Mom, I want to take classes at a new art school, Emma brought up one day. It's the same art school where Patricia secretly makes donations. Emma doesn't know, but her grandmother watches over her talent from afar. Once a month, brief visits are permitted. Patricia sits on a park bench away from Emma's elementary school. Avoiding direct contact, she can only watch her granddaughter smile from a distance. Don't rush, I told Patricia. Let's wait patiently for Emma's heart to heal. Recently, Emma mentioned her grandmother for the first time. I wonder if Grandma has changed, she murmured while looking up at the sky on her way home from school. A faint light of memory flickered in her eyes. Michael has begun to face his mother bit by bit. Every Thursday evening, he briefly visits Patricia's house after work. The two are slowly starting honest conversations they've never had before. Mom's perfectionism was binding us all. But now that she's aware of it, maybe we can build a new relationship, Michael told us. His words no longer showed uncertainty. Flowers still arrive weekly at St. Mary's Children's Hospital's pediatric ward. But they're no longer expensive Casablanca lilies, just simple seasonal bouquets. Though there's no sender's name, Patricia's change is evident in the choice of flowers. A new sketchbook sits on Emma's desk. On its cover, she's drawn a small rainbow symbol, the logo of her new art class. Beyond that rainbow, Patricia quietly waits for her granddaughter's heart to gradually clear. Maybe there's no such thing as a perfect family, I told Michael one night. But perhaps being able to hurt each other and forgive is what makes a real family. Outside the window, Boston's streetlights cast a gentle glow, as if quietly watching over our family's new steps forward.